Hey everyone, and welcome to my very first bullet journal video for 2024. If you are new to this channel, my name is Sheena and I'm an illustrator that is pretty into bullet journaling. So today I'm going back to a brand that I have used time and time again over the last 6 years of bullet journaling, and the brand is Leuchtturm, and this is the Leuchtturm 1917 B5 monthly planner with notebook. This is my first time using such a structured journal, and so I figured I would share a bit of the components of the journal first for those of you who were interested, and then the second half of the video will be my actual bullet journal setup. So we're gonna rip this plastic off. There is no better feeling than opening up a nice fresh journal at the start of the year. So as I mentioned, this is a bigger size. It is the B5 in this forest green color, which I am in love with. So as soon as you open it, you get a couple of pamphlets here that kind of walk you through the basics of the journal. And then we're going right into the if lost or found page, which I will fill out later off camera. So again, this is a more structured journal, so it will not just be your simple dot grid. So I know a lot of us are used to doing this monthly calendar setup, but as you can see, it is all done for us, and it spans from 2023 all the way to 2025. Then we're flipping right into what I would consider the future log, which I used to have to do manually, so love it, this is structured for me now all the way to 2025. Then going into this international calendar, which if you're a multinational person, then that may be helpful. And then one of my favorites, which is the project planner, which in the bullet journal world can be seen as a habit tracker, which is going to be super convenient for me as I pull through the rest of 2024, also into 2025. I'm really in love with the structured part of it. Then flipping right into our monthly view pages, they are all kept together, and that's probably the only downside, but one pro that I love is that they have these mini check boxes on the corner, and those are there to correspond with the notebook portion of this journal. So as you do your weekly spreads in the dot grid area, you can tie it back to this monthly calendar, which is super helpful. So of course, we're going to be starting in January of 2024, but this planner did start in November 2023. Along with the monthly calendar, you also have a bird's eye view of each week as it approaches, and this could be really useful for planning meals, shopping lists, or just having reminders that have to be done throughout the week. And finally, arriving to our index page and then flipping right into the dot grid portion of this planner, which they call the notebook portion. I did count the pages, and there are about 140 blank pages in this space, which seems like a lot, but as you start to do more of these weekly planners, you can run out of space. So that will be my only takeaway from this planner, is that I wish there was more notebook space, but you know, we can't get everything that we want. So I will try to make this work for me as much as possible and keep my weekly spreads as condensed as possible so I don't have to convert into a separate journal throughout the year. But yeah, this is what it looks like. You still have your dividers here. They give you 2 of them in 2 different colors, and that is the Leuchtturm 1917 monthly planner with notebook. Again, I'm really in love with the size of this notebook, that it has a nice mix of structured and blank pages, so that if you are a creative like me and want some free thinking space, you are able to do that. So if you want an overview of the journal, I hope you enjoyed this portion of the video, but if you would like to see me do my complete bullet journal spread for 2024, this is where the time lapse begins. right, so I have finally completed the first setup and spread for 2024. I obviously want to add some stickers and maybe a little label to the front of this, which I'll do eventually, but let's go ahead and take a look. So here I'm obviously going to add my name and any info just in case this gets lost. And then here is the year at a glance for 2023, 2024, and 2025. I do love that all this work is done for you. And here, this is where you would have your usual future log, which again, pretty happy that I don't have to do that manually, and I will be filling all of this out at a later date. We have 2024, 25, more of 25. Here we have international holidays, which is again, super helpful if you don't have those listed somewhere else, but I do have them in my iPhone. And then here we have something very new, which is the habit tracker pre-done for you. Now this journal calls it project planning, but if you're looking at this the way that I am, this looks like a habit tracker to me. So I've already started doing January of 2024, and obviously that runs all the way through until 2025. Now I can't guarantee that I will be using this journal up to 2025. I personally believe that I'm gonna run out of weekly spread space, but we're gonna be optimistic. Hopefully I am able to continue using it. But for my habit tracker, I just have activities, so doing some sort of workout or going for a walk, my water intake, wearing my retainer, which if you all hear me talking kind of funny, it's because I've been wearing it and it hurts and it's really weird. Read more and obviously draw. And these are things that I want to do on a daily basis, and we'll see how well I knock those out. Then we have 2023, which these pages are obviously not going to be used because we are now in 2024. Now in my previous journal, I started the Powerpuff Girls spread and just didn't finish it. And you all can also let me know if you're interested in seeing my 2023 bullet journal flip through. I'm more than happy to share that, but this is my first monthly calendar. Usually, again, I'm drawing these by hand, but this journal has them pre-done, so life is a bit easier this time. So here I have my key. You see I filled in some things that are happening this month, and at the very bottom I have the Powerpuff Girls and it says you got this. And then I really do like they also have this weekly tracker for things that you'd like to get done on a weekly basis, but you can see it in a month's view. Then of course we have all these other monthly pages that are stacked together, so we're just going to flip through all of those. And now we have the index, which of course I have to fill out. Now, before I even jump into the monthly spreads, I do want to show you how much ghosting occurs. That is the only downside about using this type of planner, is that you're going to get ghosting and there's no way around it. These pages are just very thin, but I think I've just learned to live with it over the years. I've been bullet journaling going on, I want to say 5+ years now, and I'm used to it. This is not my first time using this brand. So this was a concept that I came up with in my 2023 bullet journal. Again, more than happy to share that, but I put in these badges as almost like goals or bucket list items I'd like to do. And as I complete them, I color them in. So here I have take an international flight, run a 5K, read 50 or more books, volunteer in some capacity, hit 100K on YouTube, go to a Broadway show with Dustin, and finish my children's book. Now, obviously I have space for other goals, but I want to at least get this video up, and these were the ones that came to mind at first. Here I have content ideas, so obviously more content that I'd like to make for YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. I just haven't figured out a layout that I really love yet. And if you guys know me well, I always have like blank pages in between because I have a fear of coming up with more bullet journal spread ideas and not having a place to put them. So maybe I'll make this a movie watch list or something. I just wasn't sure what I wanted it to be, and so I just saved space for it. That's all. And now we jump into January. So again, the theme was Powerpuff Girls. You see I have the January here. This space, I'm still figuring out what I want to do with this. This used to be where I put my big 3, but I feel like I have goal setting already in this area. I didn't want to also add it here. It just seems redundant. So I'm going to figure this out. Maybe I'll put a quote here or something, but I just wanted to make space. Now we have my goal tracker that I have been trying out for the last year or so. I'm not going to say that it was always super successful, but I'm a creature of habit and I really want to use this. And so here I just have my goals lined up, and these extra boxes are basically the steps it takes to get me closer to having the end goal completed. And here I have Melanote, which is my new brand. I'm rebranding from Brooklyn Post. I have office reno because I would like to renovate my office as soon as possible and just make it a better space for me to not only do my full-time job, job, but to keep creating and to finish off that children's book. And so I'm going to basically fill in some baby steps, things that I can do along the way that will achieve these goals. And here I'm waiting to figure out what my fourth goal is, and I will let you all know when I do. So here I had the brain dump, and I decided to split it with purchases just because I never really fill out an entire brain dump page. So I figured, why not save space? And here I just have my purchases listed, and then as I get them in, I'll just check the box. Just helps me to keep up with things. And then I have my first weekly spread. It's very basic. I just have 1 through 7, a small to-do area for any quick note taking, and a mini calendar. So that is all I've done for now. I mentioned a little bit in the beginning that they do give you a decent amount of space for weekly spreads, but just based on how I know this can go, I feel like I'm gonna run out of space. So if I do, I'll just hop into a new journal as usual. But yeah, that's what I've gotten done. That is my 2024 bullet journal. And yes, I know I've come a long way from doing the super elaborate spreads and doing all this manual setup on my own, but times have changed and I am a bit busier now, and this alone took me a long time to sit down and set up and record, so I could only imagine having to do all of these manual spreads as well. So I am looking forward to seeing how this balance works for me, having a journal that is mostly structured for me and then doing a bit of like embellishing on my own because I'm so used to all or nothing. And so it's nice to kind of have a little bit of half, especially with this lifestyle change. And as always, if you all are interested in seeing my 2023 bullet journal flip through, let me know. I didn't finish out the whole entire year, but I think I did from February to September, if anything. So let me know your thoughts. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this particular journal or just my spreads in general, I will have everything listed below, or feel free to ask it in the comments area. And I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye.